Good afternoon and welcome to First Presbyterian Church. I'm Rhonda McElveen and we're delighted that you have joined us today for this virtual First Friday concert featuring our very own Jim Money. Jim Money's love of music began early in life. His first performance was at age 5 singing Jimmy Crack Corn on a local radio station. He started playing guitar at age 16 and was in a high school folk group with 3 friends calling themselves the Transylvanians. He has been a member of First Pres's Chancel Choir since 1986. We are thrilled that he has agreed to do this virtual concert for us today. We hope that you enjoy it, and if you would like to make a donation, you may text First Pres Heart to 73256. And now I'll turn it over to Jim Money.
Thank you, Rhonda. Legend lives on from the Chippewa on down to the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, yet it's said, never gives up the dead when the skies in November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. The good ship and crew were a bone to be chewed when the gales of November come early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming out of Sunville in Wisconsin. As big freighters go, she was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned. Concluding some terms with a couple still termed, they left fully loaded for Cleveland. And later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind that they're feeling? Wind in the wires made a tattletale sound as the waves broke over the railing. And every man knew, and the captain did too, was a witch of November come sailing. Dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait, when the gales of November come slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When suppertime came, the old cook came on deck. He said, fellas, it's too rough to feed ya. At 7 p.m. the main hatch caved in. He said, fellas, it's been good to know ya. The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew were in peril. And later that night, as the lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they could have made Whitefish Bay if they put 15 more miles behind her. They might have broke up and they might have capsized. They might have gone deep into water. And all that remains are the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls superior steams in the rooms of her whitewater mansions. Michigan steams like an old man's dream through the islands and bays of a sportsman. Farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats know, as the mariners all know, the gales of November remembered. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed at the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. Legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of a big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, it said, never gives up the dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. Thank you. Thank you. I love songs that tell stories, and of course that one tells a story of the 1975 sinking of the freighter Edmund Fitzgerald in Lake Superior. Written by Gordon Lightfoot, who, if I had to pick one person in my youth that guided me, made me want to play the guitar and sing, it was probably Gordon Lightfoot and all of his songs. This next song is a love song. It tells a story of a couple and as what happened to them as they went through life. For those of you who are under the age of 30, you don't have a clue what Woolworths was or even a five and dime, but just Google it, because most of the people that are listening probably are over 30. Rita was 16 years, hazel eyes, chestnut hair. She made the Woolworth counter shine. Eddie was a sweet romancer, a darn good dancer. Each night they'd waltz the aisle of the five and dime. Eddie played a steel guitar and his mama cried because he played in bars and kept young Rita out late at night. So they up and married in Abilene, lost a child in Tennessee. Still their love survived before they would sing. Dance a little closer to me, dance a little closer now, dance a little closer tonight. Dance a little closer to me, 'cause it's closing time and love's on sale tonight at this five and dime. One of the boys in Eddie's band took a shine to Rita's hand. Eddie up and ran off with the bass man's wife. But he was back by June, singing a different tune, sporting Miss Rita by his side. And he sang, dance a little closer to me, dance a little closer now, dance a little closer tonight. Dance a little closer to me, 'cause it's closing time and love's on sale tonight for five and dime. Eddie played in those barroom bands, still arthritis took his hands. Now he sells insurance on the side. Rita's got a house to keep, dime store novels and a love so deep they dance to the radio at night and sing. Dance a little closer to me, dance a little closer now, dance a little closer tonight. Dance a little closer to me, 'cause it's closing time. Love's on sale tonight at this five and dime. Dance a little closer to me, dance a little closer now, dance a little closer tonight. Dance a little closer to me, 'cause it's closing time and love's on sale tonight at this five and dime. 'Cause it's closing time and love's on sale tonight. Five and dime. Thank you. Thank you. When Tom Paxton's son was born, he wrote this song by the name of The Marvelous Toy. And my children used to love to hear it when they were small. And it tells the story of a very magical little toy. When I was just a wee little lad, full of health and joy, my father homeward came one day and gave to me a toy. Oh, wonder to behold it was, with many colors bright. And the first time I laid eyes on it, it became my heart's delight. It went zip when it moved, and when it stopped, when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. The first time that I picked it up, I had a big surprise. For right on its bottom were two green buttons that looked like two big eyes. I first pushed one and then the other, and then I twisted its lid. And when I set it down again, this is what it did. It went zip when it moved, and when it stopped, when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. Well, it first marched left and then marched right, then marched under a chair. And when I looked where it had gone, it wasn't even there. I started to cry, and my daddy laughed, for he knew that I would find. When I turned around, my marvelous toy chugging right behind. It went zip when it moved, and when it stopped, when it stood still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. Well, the years have passed too quickly, it seems. I have my own little boy. And yesterday I gave to him my marvelous little toy. His eyes nearly popped right out of his head, and he gave a squeal of glee. Neither one of us knows just what it is, but he loves it just like me. It still goes zip when it moves, and when it stops, when it stands still. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. It still goes zip. I never knew just what it was, and I guess I never will. Zip. Thank you. Thank you. As I've gotten older, sometimes the sound effects don't. Sometimes the comes out as a. So, anyway, I've always been a great fan of Jimmy Buffett. And one night I was playing some typical Buffett songs at Retrofit. A guy walked up and said, I got a song by Jimmy Buffett you need to learn how to play. So I went home and listened to it, and I thought, this is the most unlikely Jimmy Buffett song I've ever heard in my life. It's a story of a man's life, and in typical Jimmy Buffett style. Of course, it does end up in the islands. But it starts off when he went to Paris. He went to Paris looking for answers to questions that bothered him so. He was impressive, young and aggressive, saving the world on his own. But the warm summer breezes, the midnight cheeses, put his ambitions at bay. The summers and winters, scattered like splinters, 4 or 5 years slipped away. Went to England, played the piano, married an actress named Kim. They had a fine life, she was a good wife, and bore him a son named Jim. all of the answers to all of the questions went in the attic one day. He liked the quiet, clean country living, and 20 more years slipped away. Well, the war took his baby, a bomb took his lady, left him with only one eye. His body was battered, his whole world was shattered. All he could do was just cry. As the tears were falling, he was recalling all the answers that he never found. So he hopped on a freighter, skidded the ocean, left England without a sound. Now he lives in the islands, fishes the pilings, drinks his green label each day, writing his memoirs, losing his hearing. He don't care much what people say. After 86 years of perpetual motion, if he likes you, he'll smile and he'll say, give me some of his magic, some of his tragic, but I had a good life all the way. He went to Paris looking for answers to questions that bothered him so. Thank you. If that's an untypical Jimmy Buffett song, certainly the most untypical, one of the most untypical country songs was the pairing of Ray Charles and Willie Nelson to do a country song. But it worked out and they had a hit out of it, and this is one of those typical sad country songs. Into her brown eyes, and he said, please pray for me. She threw her arms around him, said, God will set us free. When they saw the riders coming, he said, this will be my last fight. If they take me back to Texas, they won't take me back alive. Well, there were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder on the throne. And 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. up the gun that lay smoking in his hand. Said, Father, please forgive me. I can't make it without my man. Though she knew the gun was empty, and she knew she could not win, her every prayer was answered when the rifles fired again. Well, there were 7 Spanish angels at the altar of the sun. They were praying for the lovers in the valley of the gun. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder on the throne, and 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. When the battle stopped and the smoke cleared, there was thunder on the throne, and 7 Spanish angels took another angel home. Thank you. See if I can kind of refresh here a little bit. 2020 was a tough year for a lot of reasons. During that year, 2 of my favorite songwriters in the world passed away. First was John Prine in April with COVID, and then later on with a heart attack and heart problems, J.F. Walker, the man who wrote this next song. And the story goes, as Walker told it, when he was a young man, he got arrested for public drunkenness down in Louisiana and got thrown into a drunk tank where he met a street performer who was in the drunk tank for a lot of different times and a lot of different reasons. And the name of this street performer was Mr. Bojangles. And from that, and from conversations he had with this man, he wrote probably one of the best known ever country tunes around. You were man Bojangles and he danced for you. Worn out shoes, silver hair, ragged shirt and baggy pants, your old soft shoe. He jumped so high, he jumped so high, then he'd likely touch down. Met him in a cell in New Orleans, I was down and out. Looked to me to be the eyes of age as he spoke right out. Talked of life, he talked of life. Laughed, clicked his heels, danced a step. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance. Said his name Bojangles and he danced a lick. Crossed the cell, grabbed his pants for better stance. Oh, he jumped so high. Then he clicked his heels, let go a laugh. Now he let go a laugh. Shook like his clothes all around. Danced for those at minstrel shows and county fairs throughout the South. Spoke with tears of 15 years, I was dogging him. had traveled about. Dog up and died, yeah, up and died. After 20 years, he still grieved. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance. Dance with those, instead of dancing now with every chance in honky tonks, for drinks and tips. Most of the time I spend behind these county bars, 'cause I drinks a bit. Shook his head, now as he shook his head, I heard someone ask him, please, please, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, come on and dance. Jerry Jeff Walker. Thank you. That's a great song. The story makes it even better. I just finished a book that Dolly Parton wrote. Didn't make me too jealous. She writes probably 3 songs before breakfast every morning. And I'm on the other end of the spectrum. It takes me years sometimes. I wanted to finish up with this song that actually I wrote some of the words to 20 years ago, literally. Picked it back up, and then I couldn't find a tune I liked. So I picked it back up about 6 months ago, and I found a tune I liked, and I really didn't like the words. So, so I finally got around to. You know, when you write a song, finally you just go, okay, I'm not going to change it anymore again, I promise. Because it's difficult not to say, maybe just that word here. I appreciate you being with me here, and I appreciate you being with me there, wherever you are. And this is a little something I put together called Fly Away With Me. We'll fly away, watch the dawn give breath to the day, feeling so alive and free. Come fly away with me, fly away with me. Sing a happy song, life is short you see, so won't you come along and fly away with me. Fly away with me. We'll drop by an eagle's nest, atop a cloud we'll lay down to rest, watch below the rolling sea. Come fly away with me, fly away with me. Sing a happy song, life is short, you see, so won't you come along and fly away with me, fly away with me. Sailing high and soaring low, whichever way the wind may blow, being what we want to be, come fly away with me. a happy song. Oh, life's so short, you see. So won't you come along and fly away with me? Fly away with me. Say hello to the man in the moon, whistling up some heavenly tunes. So many wonders that we'll see. Come fly away with me. Fly away with me. Sing a happy song. Life's so short, you see. So won't you come along and fly away with me? Fly away with me. Sing a happy song. Life's so short, you see. So won't you come along and fly away with me? Fly away with me. Fly away with me. Fly away with me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.